For my tip today, I am going to show you how to use a Hera marker. This is something that I have had in my sewing supplies forever, and I never really knew what it was used for. I don't know when I bought it, I don't know why I bought it, but I had one and I saw someone using it in a tutorial, and I wondered if maybe that would work for what I was working on. So I have these blocks, they're foundation pieced. We'll pretend like it's a large quilt, but I'm only going to be able to show you the small block here. What the Hera marker does is this edge right here makes a crease in a block or on a quilt top that's visible so that you can quilt there without making an actual pencil marking or using a marker of any sort. All you need to do is crease it in the spots using the Hera marker. Now, I have seen it used, like I say, in small wall hangings, in small mug rugs, in placemats. I have also seen it used on a large quilt. Now, the first question that you would ask is this mark going to stay there until I finish quilting my entire quilt? Yes. It will not go away. It stays there, the crease stays there, and it is so easy to see when you are sewing. Now, we have our lighting set today so that you can see those markings. If the light is shining directly down on the block, the markings tend to disappear. It's very hard to see them. So the suggestion that I heard was, if you have a light on your sewing machine, you want to block it somehow. If you can turn it off, you turn it off. Otherwise, you can tape a paper on it or whatever. And then those lines will show up and you're able to quilt in those spots. So how do we do it? I'm going to show you how you mark. This one has already been marked, as you can see. The first thing you need a square of batting or something soft underneath it. You can't just use it and mark right on your cutting mat. It just won't crease it well enough. So I've got a little cushioning here that I'm using, and then I'm going to place this on top. It can be bigger. It doesn't have to be the exact size that you're using because we are only marking it. We're not quilting it yet. Take our Hera marker. We take our ruler and we decide where we want those markings to be. Now let's say this strip is 2 inches wide. So let's do a 1 inch across there. So I'm going to place my 1 inch marking of my ruler right on that fold where the second piece, that seam is. And then you need to give it some good pressure, and you're just going to do this all the way up. And look at that. There it is. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to give it a little 1 inch. And there we can see that marking is there. Now what about down this print? Same thing, totally visible, very easy to see. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. Once again, just give it a nice little marking. And I can see it from here. I don't know if you can see it on the video. Now let's say we want to do another one this way. So I'm going to make sure that I've got everything lined up. I'm going to go corner to corner. Same process. And look at that. As you can see, we have all of those quilting lines marked and ready to go. You can do, if you've got a whole quilt top that's finished, the easiest way I think is to lay it maybe on some low loft carpeting. That way you've got a little bit of a cushion underneath it because a quilt top is rather large. Maybe if you're doing it on a table, you could take a piece of batting, a scrap batting, and just keep moving it around so that you have some kind of cushion under the block as you're doing it. Just sit at the table and do it. These lines, once you wash the quilt, they'll totally go away. But you're quilting in that, what looks like a ditch right there. So as you're quilting that, when you put the quilt together and you've basted it and all that, if you're doing it on your home machine, you can easily see those lines, and you have got a very simple way of marking your fabrics using the Hera marker without putting any ink or any type of marking on your square. I really love this tip, and it works like a charm. I am always trying to be joyful, but I will always be merry.